Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 35 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Egypt. And we are in a sort of a transitional period in this campaign. As you know by now, I am trying out new things in regards to my border defenses, and I am suffering the consequences. And I say suffer loosely, you know, this is obviously what was intended when I decided to lighten my border garrisons, and yes, the Mongols are finally starting to take advantage of this. The French Crusade has come in as well, and they've gone by now. The Almohads have taken advantage down here in Tunisia as well. But now it's the year 1348. I'm going to have my points counted in 2 years, so it's time to buckle up and really make sure that I get these points scored. I want to make sure that these 2 points for Antioch are scored in the year 1350. And that goes for everything else as well. Tunisia obviously is not a glorious achievement objective, so if the Almohads attack this, it doesn't really matter. But Antioch and Edessa and Syria, I believe they all are objectives. Syria, Antioch, and Edessa, correct? Yes, they all are homeland objectives. So I do want to make sure that they hold on to these. So like that's how that works too. Is I think it's the year, like the end turn of 1349. If I were to be invaded during that end turn and then I lose that battle or retreat to my castle, then I wouldn't be getting the points for that province, is how I understand that. So it's something to consider going forward in my future campaigns and this one as well, which is how do I really want to make sure that I handle this? You know, do I raise a force to properly garrison my border, like my frontier provinces, each time when my homeland's counting period is about to come up? Another idea is to venture out and push out further, like I did down here, right? Where Tunisia isn't necessary. So it's Cyrenaica that I want to make sure that I hold because this is the province that's getting me points. So pushing out and having sort of a buffer province where, yes, we can fight back and forth over Tunisia as long as they want to. I don't really care. I'm not getting points scored for this, so who cares? And I could be doing the same thing out here. Now, it's a little bit weird, I guess, because in some of these situations, I could end up lengthening my borders. However, I don't think that's the case here. It would just, so I'm going from a 3-province border to, it would be another 3 provinces, correct? That's Armenia, Rum, and Armenia. So I guess that wouldn't be the worst thing. Rum has a lot of soldiers in it. Like an absolute enormous amount of soldiers in there. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I will think about that. I don't know if that's what I want to do in this campaign. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I'll think about it. But that's an idea for future campaigns as well. Which is that instead of fighting back and forth over and over and over again over my frontier provinces, which I need to get my points, maybe just push out a bit further so that I can make sure that those border fights aren't as vital, I suppose. And for now, I do have all of these forces. I can't remember. This seems to be intentional, the way that I split these forces off from these forces. And now I'm like, what was I doing? I have no memory of what I was doing here. Yeah, I don't know. Why were these forces down here and these? So, because that's what I do when I organize things. You know, like it helps me keep track of things. So what was the idea? I know I have my generals and my governors picked out from these armies and brought down here. I get that. That makes sense. I have my family down here. I have these units that need to be retrained here. But what was this about? I don't know if it matters because I do know this. I need to make sure that Tripoli is defended so that the Mongols can't do what the Almohads did, which is, you know, just attack even further into my territory once they, you know, the Almohads took Cyrenaica. So yes, let's not let them do that. Let's actually make sure I bring in, I don't know, like enough armies to make them not do it, right? So 4, maybe. 4 should be plenty to dissuade this force from attacking into Tripoli. And then if they want to attack Edessa, that's fine. I still have 1 more turn, which I can use to, you know, push them out of Edessa and that would still leave me with plenty of stacks here in Syria. So I suppose that is all okay. Let's not go crazy disbanding troops. Well, as I mentioned before, the counting period is coming right on up. So I am losing a lot of money, and that is because Antioch was making me a lot of money. That's unfortunate, but I have a cushion. I have over 300,000 florins in the treasury, so that should be fine. Something that was mentioned to me, and this is a really good piece of advice that I'm going to be taking actually, and that is I should be destroying my border forts in my frontier provinces, especially because when I keep on losing my agents, like my assassins and my spies in my frontier provinces, when these armies, enemy armies, take these provinces briefly, even though I have troops in my garrison, and I'm losing these agents to my own freaking border forts, probably, right? In some cases, I've wondered, like, hey, is that like enemy agents coming in? But it happens like immediately, so it must be my own border fort that's catching my own agents. It's very frustrating, but the simple answer to that, which I hadn't really considered, which is just destroy the freaking border forts. I can build back up a watchtower. It is annoying that I can't do that here in Antioch because I don't technically own that province. But yes, here in Odessa, for instance, like I can just destroy this border fort. Now, it lowers the loyalty, but I'm sitting on 200 loyalty. Like, loyalty is really easy to maintain here in this game, I feel like. I have spy here, and I probably have other buildings that give loyalty as well, like the mosque, I think, gives loyalty. The town watch, I believe, gives loyalty as well. So, yeah, like we're fine. And of course the soldiers themselves. So, destroying the border forts in the frontier provinces and then building back up a watchtower. Watchtowers are just nice because they do give another loyalty bonus. But then, yes, having the vision on neighboring provinces. Obviously, by now I do have agents in every single province on the map, which gives me vision everywhere, which is nice, but still having that watchtower. This is an extra layer of vision just in case, you know, like an agent gets assassinated, I can still know what's going on in my neighboring provinces. So yeah, let's do that then. Let's destroy these guys. It's cheap to build back the watchtowers. It's only 100 florins and it's only one turn to build. So yeah, let's do that there. And yeah, I kind of forgot that in this game, you don't have that like building being destroyed noise like that you have in Rome. It makes this like big racket when you destroy buildings. It's actually kind of obnoxious. So it's actually kind of nice to destroy a building and not have that noise. It's honestly kind of nice. So yeah, let's build back the watchtower there. It's kind of annoying that you can't just like destroy the border forts and keep the watchtowers. Like you have to build them back. And that's how all the buildings go, like all the building trees. It's just, you can't destroy them step by step. You have to destroy the entire thing. That was super frustrating with my, the first practice campaign I ever had in this game was the Almohads. And later on in the campaign, one of the Glorious Achievements objectives was to build like a citadel in Granada, I think. But I had already done it, so the points weren't counted for that counting period. So I needed to destroy like my citadel or whatever it was, but it didn't just destroy the citadel, it destroyed everything. You know, we went down to having nothing, so you had to build back up a fort, keep, castle, citadel, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna have enough time to get this done. So yeah, that's a little bit frustrating, but oh well. Water under the bridge, eh? And in this case, yeah, just get these going. Yep, same thing here in Syria. Destroy that and build back up a watchtower. And yeah, I know like, and see the other idea behind this, and this isn't a piece of advice that I've been given multiple times in this game and Shogun as well, which is that I can, by destroying my border forts, that allows my agents, my assassins and my spies to potentially valor up by catching enemy agents who are trying to sneak into my territories. Because as is, I believe it's always the border forts that are going to be catching those agents and not my own agents. So that's a way that people like to train up their assassins, for instance, is to use them as counter spies to catch enemy agents. And I gotta say, I mean, I have tried this multiple times in Shogun and Medieval. It is obviously worth trying again. This isn't one of those things. Sometimes people give me advice that I'm skeptical of just because, well, in some cases I have tried it and it didn't work, or I don't know. So sometimes I just think that the mechanics work differently than y'all think they do. But in this case, I'm not skeptical at all. Like when people tell me that this is a valid way to train their assassins and their spies, I believe them. I get it. It makes sense. It's a really valid strategy to create kind of like a spider's nest, a spider's web, where you can leave an emissary, like a visible emissary, right, as kind of bait to bait in enemy assassins into a province that might have only your own assassins as counter spies, counterintelligence essentially, and then they should be gaining that experience to level up by catching those enemy agents. I get the concept. I've just never been able to make it work. And at one point, it was mentioned to me that it might not be working just because in the handful of instances where I've tried to do this, the AI factions just didn't have the resources to be training agents in that moment. And that makes sense. It's something that, when you don't pay attention to all of the time, you kind of assume that you're getting agent spammed by AI factions all of the time, always, ever, it's just always happening. But then if you kind of like think about it and pay more attention to it, it does kind of come and go in waves. Like it kind of makes sense, right? It's a luxury item. It's something that you wouldn't be able to afford if you're not doing well. And if the whole map is just covered in chaos and disorder and destruction and no one's making any money, then they might not be able to afford that luxury item, those agents to go out foot and explore and cause trouble in my regions. So it could just be that in the rare instances that I have tried this, and by trying it, I mean like I tried for like, tens and tens of turns. In medieval, my Shogun attempt was not that long. I didn't spend that much time. I can't remember. I shouldn't say for sure. But I have made a couple attempts at like trying to get this to work, and it's worth trying again. I suppose that if I were to try this again, I would want to keep the border forward at least in Arabia, just so that, this is where my Sultan is hanging out. Let's just make sure that he doesn't die, like no matter what. So we can keep our spy here. We have assassin here. We can keep the border fort here just to make sure. And then, yeah, like these alums, they are visible agents. So maybe they can be the bait that draws the enemy agents in. So do I want to destroy border forts in all of my regions? Is that what I want to do? Why? I don't know. That might be a little too crazy. Let's just stick with my frontier regions, Edessa, Syria, and Antioch. And then, yeah, I will leave. I have spy and 2 assassins here in Tunisia. We will see if I can gain some experience for these guys. Staying on 2 valor, 3, and then 5. Nice, okay. And then up here in Edessa, we have a 3 valor spy, 3 valor assassin. And then what do we have here in Syria? Can I see? Okay, we need to get a spy and an assassin up to Syria. Was I training guys somewhere? I thought I was training guys. Yeah, I think I was training spies in Antioch, wasn't I? Well, I can't just train them right here in Syria. So let's get an assassin going and then a spy there. And yeah, the other thing that was mentioned by using the strategy was that by getting rid of my border fort, which, acts against me once the province is owned by the other faction, but then being able to keep my agents in that province, then I can potentially cause these loyalist rebellions against the enemy, which is always a fun thing. It's something that seemed like I could get it to work more often in Shogun, just because the effects of the shinobi were cumulative, which is the spy equivalent in Shogun. They're cumulative, so you can just kind of stack a bunch of shinobi in your own provinces, and once the enemy takes that province and you have forces still in your garrison, essentially, you can more easily just tank that population loyalty and cause loyalist rebellions. Now, maybe that's also just as easy here in this game, but I've never been able to do it because I've just not been destroying my border forts. So yeah, that would be fun. That would be kind of a cool thing to do, especially going into my future campaigns when I do plan on try to more of a minimalist approach to having my standing armies. And yeah, I also, going back to my last episode where I did lose that battle against the Mongols, I have to remind myself, the Mongols are built different. They have an insane army. It's something that, I kind of look at my high tier armies and I go like, yeah, no, I can beat them. I'm fine. Yeah, definitely. Why not? And then I, fight like an army like that last battle. I felt in my head and in my heart, I felt like I could win that. I thought that terrain was fine, in my favor. I didn't have the most OP army, but I thought that I had enough, and they trounced me. They really did trounce me. And I get reminded, and I'm surprised every time I have to get reminded of this, how powerful those gosh darn Mongol warriors are. These guys are freaking beasts. Like, they're just, hybrid archers, swordsmen, but man, they can really fight hard against my infantry formations. So when you go all out to, say, stop the heavy cav charge, but then you don't have like enough cav of your own to chase down their ranged units, like their horse archers and their Mongol warriors, which, can oftentimes beat their counters, right? Like, Mongol horse archers are some of the best light cav in the game. Catching them is one thing, killing them is another. And it's kind of the same thing with the Mongol warriors. Like, you can, hit them, but what you're hitting them with better be pretty tough because they can fight back pretty well. So it's kind of tricky. You don't want to just sit there and weather those shots. You can do that if you're in the forest, but then they can do what they did, which is they charged in and just crushed me. So it's the thing is though, is that, again, in my head, the Egyptian armies should have the tools that are necessary to defeat the Mongols. The Egyptian cav options aren't the strongest. Ghulam cavalry are a decent flexible option, but I think the Khwarezmians, they are tanks, aren't they? Like, it depends on what you're using them for. I think that to hold the line, Khwarezmians are not bad to hold the line. Like, we saw them fight in Sicily, or not Sicily, but Malta, and those Khwarezmians just like really just hung out there for a long time. They really, in fact, why are these armies still here? What? Why do I? Oh yeah, I know. Let's see, Crete. These are the guys that I ransomed back, so I have to move those. I keep forgetting to move these guys. Okay, I need to do that. But yeah, it's choosing the right cavalry for an anti-Mongol army is an interesting kind of idea. Whether to go Ghulams for their flexibility and the fact that they're kind of lighter means that they can sort of chase the Mongol infantry, like the Mongol warriors, a bit better. The Khwarezmians can't do as much chasing, but they can hold the line a bit better. So there's a little bit back and forth between those two units. The Mamluk horse archers should probably, I don't know. I don't think they beat Mongol horse archers in a fight. I don't think they do, but I would have to check that. As far as then there's the Mamluk cavalry, which has a bonus versus armor as like a utility piece. They should also perform well against the Mongol heavy cav. So that's it should be a good option, it should be. I don't know. The Mamluk cavalry, it's light. It's kind of lighter than you would think. I don't know. I just keep thinking like Mamluks, of like the historical Mamluks, and I thought they were like heavier, and in this game they're just kind of very, very like mid heaviness, just more of a armor cracking a utility piece more than anything. But there is like infantry solutions to the Mongol problem as well when you're looking at the Egyptian roster. The Muwahid foot soldiers maybe is the spearmen that I should be going for rather than the Saracens. I keep thinking the Saracens are just going to like hold forever, but then they just get cut down by the Mongol warriors, which is interesting. The Muwahid foot soldiers obviously won't hold against the Mongol warriors any better, but they should. Maybe they will be better at just killing the cav faster. They have I don't think it's their attack that's super high, but they have a good charge bonus. And of course they get the bonus versus cavalry due to their spears. So yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's an option. Ghazi infantry are an option, but I like using the Abyssinians because they are a unique unit for the Egyptians. And they do have the higher defense and the higher morale. And they have, I think they have higher armor as well than the Ghazis. I think, maybe, by a little bit. So yeah, I like using the Abyssinian. They're fine. I don't think that's like the problem with my Egyptian armies. I could be wrong though, but that's I like using them. You know, camels, gosh. Camels. You know, they would be, you know, you think they would, maybe. Another utility piece. Kind of like the Mamluks. I kind of think I think of camels kind of like the Mamluks, where, you know, the question is, what's going to do better against the, you know, the cavalry of the enemy? Is it going to be my Bedouin camel warriors or my Mamluk cavalry? Do I need the bonus versus cav more, or do I need the bonus versus armor more? It's an interesting discussion. It's interesting, like, back and forth. You probably don't have room for like both of those units in your army comps when you're trying to go against the Mongols. You probably have to pick one and go with that. The Mamluks are faster. The camels are, you know, they are a slower unit. But their bonus versus cav is substantial. It really is. So it's an interesting option. It is. So I think the Egyptians do have the tools. I think that I'm just not using them correctly against the Mongols. It's kind of a relearning experience every time I fight the Mongols, where I go like, oh, yep, they're heavy. Yep, they're a heavy army. You know, like when playing as the Byzantines, it's kind of more straightforward. You just mass produce Varangians from as many provinces as possible and just say, come at me, bro. Like, you want to fight my Varangians in the forest? Have fun with that. The Egyptians don't have the Varangians, so you have to kind of like figure out something else that works. So I think I can get there. I can keep working on this and kind of tinkering with my army comps. But for now, for this turn, after talking this long, I think that I'm not going to be doing much. I think that I've already moved my troops to Tripoli to cover that, and then I'm just going to be keeping my eyes on this army, see if they want to attack my fortress with the siege cannon towers. That'd be kind of fun to fight that. But if not, that's fine too. And oh yeah, I want to kind of see, there's no like more French Crusades, right? Can I get a ceasefire with them? Because it would help alleviate some of my financial burdens at this point. So can I get a ceasefire with you? That would be nice. And then, yeah, maybe you guys, I don't know. Do you want a ceasefire? Oh, nope, not that. That's a spy. That's not an alum. All right, so what about, do I have an alum here? Yeah, let's see if we can get that ceasefire going. We are trying to get this rebellion going in Sicily. See if one of these spies can stay alive. That would be nice. Can I start training spies anywhere else? No, I'm getting boats going in Tripoli, so... And I was training spies in Antioch. I could get them in Desert. No, I can't. No, it's basically Syria and Antioch is what I was doing. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's just get these guys. What was I doing with these? Why have I not left Malta yet? Do I just keep forgetting? Yeah, I guess I can just leave. Let's see, a castle can hold 240 infantry, so let's half that, do like 120. So yeah, basically just like a desert archer and a unit of like urban militia, basically. Or maybe Arab infantry as a garrison. Okay, now the forces that were in Malta have been moved to Sinai. I can start to merge these units together, and I can prepare to get, you know, rid of some of them later on. But for now, let's go ahead and end this turn. And let's see if these Mongol forces up here in Antioch do decide to attack the garrison. Because that could be fun. I'd like to see if those siege cannon towers do some work. And that could be pretty badass. The garrison itself is very, very weak. There's like barely anything in there. But, you know, I did win that battle with those 2 peasants, you know, fighting against the Almohads. But that was mostly on them. They really blundered that. Oh, speak of the devil. There they are. Man, I am not weak in Tunisia. I don't know why they keep attacking me. And let's see. A body has been found. So I completely forgot that I'd done this. So I sent my assassin to kill the enemy general here. Okay. Well, he did not get the job done. And the Mongols are retreating in Hungary. This is interesting. The Byzantines, the French, and the Mongols here in Hungary. What the hell is going on? And yeah, they are continuing to attack me. I outnumber them here in Tunisia. Yeah. I mean, I outnumber them. And what do they have? So, yeesh. I mean, they have a 3-star general who is in a unit of arquebusiers. They have a full unit of Gulam cavalry with silver armor upgrades. So there's that. And then, yeah, arbalesters, and then 6 archers, arquebusiers, 2 handgunners, Almohad urban militia, which is decent. The artillery is kind of going to be actually kind of annoying in this battle. Trebuchet, it can't turn. Mortar, I don't know. I don't know. Can that turn? I'm not sure. But then the Serpentine can. Then this has very long range, and it's somewhat accurate against enemy personnel. So that's kind of scary. And, I mean, along with these other 2 artillery pieces, that could be a little bit scary. So I should probably go as heavy on the cavalry as I can. What do they have for reinforcements? A lot of naphtha throwers, archers, yeah, very ranged focused. Arquebusiers, urban militia, Arab infantry at the very end here. Yeah, very, very ranged focused. So do I have enough cavalry to like pressure them? I have a few pieces of cav. So let's see what I can get done here. Well, this map sure does look a bit familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it's the same exact map that I did fight on last time that I was here in Tunisia. And I tried, I don't know if I succeeded, but I'm trying to get back a little bit further on this hill. I might be in the same exact spot, I don't know. But considering that they do have artillery, I don't want them to be able to hit me. If they're at that fence with their Serpentine, could they hit me from here? They might be able to, I don't know. And that would be shitty if that was the case. I decided to go pretty heavy with the archers. Got 4 Nizaris, 2 desert archers, then I spread out, 1 spear unit, the Saracens in the front, or in the middle, should I say, and then Abyssinians, 1 on either flank. And then heavy cav in the back, 2 Gulam bodyguards, 1 Gulam cavalry, and then the general himself. And then 2 Mamluk horse archers on the flank. I'm back with my cavalry again because of the Serpentine. I need to make sure that I get rid of their most deadly unit, their Gulam cavalry, their 1 unit of Gulam cavalry, before I can charge on in. Because once that 1 unit is dead, then I can go on in and charge in and take care of all of their ranged units, including their artillery. But yeah, first things first, I have to make sure that their Gulam cavalry is dealt with. And am I outside of the range of their artillery? The fact that I'm not getting shot yet would seem to indicate that I am, so let's let them march towards me. And oh yeah, I had to bring the organ gun again. Don't know how good it's gonna be, but I just had to do it. Let's get my Saracens over here to essentially screen out the Gulam cavalry. And the Abyssinians can hang back here as well. And yeah, I don't mind, like, if they can't, I don't know, like sometimes their line of sight's a little bit confusing. I don't know if they can actually see over this hill and see the heavy cav units that are behind here. But if I can surprise them with my own heavy cav and come out at them, that would be pretty nice. And man, they are going, like they're really leaving their archers all alone and all their range units all alone. I don't want to send in my Mamluk horse archers just by themselves against that horde. As I've mentioned before, you know, it takes more than 2 units of cav just to, you know, get rid of all of that. It doesn't just sweep through it like you would think. Like they infantry, even light infantry can kind of hold their own and sort of, you know, cause some issues. All right, let's see. You're trying to make your way all the way around, Dave. Let's try to turn to face, and yeah, I don't know if they know that I'm here. You know? They might be caught by surprise if, yeah, we can move you guys over here. And they want to go, what, they're going to go on a head-on charge into my Saracens? Okay, that's interesting. So let's bring my cav down, and Abyssinians can just charge right on in. Put you on engage at will. So they can start hacking through them, and then, yeah, there we go. Ghulam bodyguards go on in. The other units can get around the flank. You can come around here. And then here. And yeah, let's just fully surround these guys and get rid of them. So you go in, and then you go in. And that should be 1 unit of Ghulam bodyguards dead. Yeah, they killed a surprising amount of Abyssinians, but nice. Yep, that's going to be nice. My Nizaris and my Desert Archers are now firing here and here. My Mamluks are still not firing. They must be out of range, but that's okay. Because, yeah, once these Ghulams are wrapped up, I mean, that's going to be that. These guys, yeah, they got wrapped up. Now let's put forward my Saracens and my Abyssinians, which are here. And then let's go cav down there. And we can just get ready. Like, this is a bit thicker on this side. So my cav can charge in here. And I'm okay with that. But I'm also okay. I'm okay with thinning them out first as well. Ooh, yeah. Organ gun, shoot. Organ gun, go! Go! Okay, yeah, that did some damage. Yeah, that did some damage. Those arquebusiers are running away. And are you guys in range? Yes, you are. So the Mamluk horse archers are shooting. And let's go ahead and push forward with my cav. And let's go ahead and support with my infantry as well. At least my Saracens and my Abyssinians, they can go forward. That's fine. Yeah. By all means, organ guns. Don't even wait for my, like, permission. Just blast them. Oh my god, do it. Do it. Do it. Yes. Yes. I don't know if that... Did that just hit an archer? I don't know what just happened there. But yeah, let's go. Let's get these guys. Let's get those guys at least. Yeah, let's get those guys and... oh yeah, I forgot the Elmahad Urban Militia exist. Yeah, let's get rid of those guys, please. Organ gun, go! Organ gun, do it! Come on. Do it. Do it. Unleash. Unleash. Oh yeah, there's artillery. God damn it. Come on, do it. Don't make me miss this. Yes, yes, yes. All right, get the artillery. Shit. Yeah, completely forgot about that. Get the artillery, please, and thank you. Ghulam keep fighting down their archers. That's fine. And yeah, let's just push forward with my infantry, I guess, just to support there and there. That's their general. And do I go with my Mamluks now? I think so. Go here and then go there. And go ahead and support with my Abyssinians here, just in case, you know, my cavalry needs some help. So yes, the general's right there. We could put some pressure on him. Mamluks are moving in as well. And are the artillery pieces... We're working on that. We're working on it. We're working on it. Ooh, that shot came. I don't know if that got any of my guys, but that's scary, getting shot like that. Let's see, are we almost done? 5 mortar crew and 3 serpentine crew. And the trebuchets guy, they're just running away. Like, they're not even getting hit by anything, and they're already running away. So yeah, let's come on. 2 mortar crew, 2 serpentines. As soon as these guys are taken care of, you can turn around and go after the trebuchets. There you go. They're done. So go ahead, go after the trebuchets here. And then you can go after the arquebusiers. Yep, that's fine. And let's go back. Let's see, generals up here. And let's find someone. Oh, you're just standing here getting shot, eh? Yeah, Mamluks go after arquebusiers. You should win that. You should. And then Ghulams come up here and fight archers. Are you guys gonna win this? It says my guys are winning. Do I need to bring up my infantry to support? Maybe, maybe. Yeah, okay, so my Mamluks did win. Nice. Good job, guys. Good freaking job. What do we have? Handgunners moving up here. So let's finish chasing down the rest of these Almohad forces. And yeah, they already have reinforcements coming on, so most of my archers are out of ammo, but they still have a couple volleys left, so I don't want to withdraw them just yet.
Have captured the enemy general.
There we go. We got the enemy general. These Mamluks have done a good job. I have gotten the rest of my cav, or I thought I had, sent the rest of my cav back to the hill. Is there handgunners still messing about? If those handgunners want to just stay that close to my lines, then Ghulam cav, go ahead and get them, boys. And yeah, the Almohads, yep, that's it. That is it. The enemy general got captured, and now the reinforcements are starting to get out of here, so that might be it for this battle. Indeed, yes, that is it for the Almohads. Let's help these Ghulams chase down these remaining handgunners with these Mamluks, which had chased the enemy to the edge of the map, and they had gotten a few kills on a unit of arquebusiers, and this is perfect. Yes, that's what these units are made for. This unit of Mamluks has done very well in this battle, and we are just going to munch through these handgunners. And there you go. It's interesting that the Almohads keep coming back here to Tunisia. I guess, you know, now that I think about it, I guess it is a homeland's objective. I would assume it is. Yeah, we killed 308, we captured 436, and we did lose 75. Let's just keep, you know, seeing if we can ransom them. I kind of doubt it, but, you know, we will see if they want to pay for it. And the Italians have decided to retreat from the battle in Tuscany. From who? Are they retreating from the papacy? And then, yeah, they did retreat. Yeah, the Almohads did refuse the ransom there. And what's going on here? Unrest against the Mongols here in Portugal. And, oh, snap. Oh, wow. I completely forgot about that. Okay. Wow. This is awkward. So, why? This is so weird. Yeah, because, okay, so the Turks are back. There is a Turkish reemergence. They have arrived in Rome. However, they also have 2 stacks here in Antioch. Now, that's very strange. They did not ever own Antioch. It has always been my province. And then I also got a loyalist rebellion of my own. I got my own loyalist stack. Huh. Wow. So I'm going to be drawn into a war against the Turks, essentially, here in Antioch, and also the Mongols as well. It's going to be kind of a 3-way fight. I would imagine the Mongols would just retreat. There's no way for them to stand here and fight this. And what do we got? Unrest in Trebizond against the Mongols. And then, yeah, that's it for the Aragonese. Yeah, they have been captured and executed, and they are gone. But you know what that means? Reemergence time. Yes, yes. Oh, and the Spanish too. Goddamn. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let's try to get the Spanish and the Aragonese back if we can. Let's see. General dies of old age. And general dies of old age. Okay. Siege in Antioch. All right. So defenders, casualties. I lost 2 men to attrition. And the besiegers did lose 23 men to attrition. And its supplies are likely to last well into an 8th year. But I don't want to wait that long. I want to make sure that this is resolved before the next counting period. And yeah, now Omar Imad Adin is now a 3rd star general. Nice. And okay, our spy got caught in Sicily. Did one of them get through? No, both of them got caught. Damn. That's too bad. Alright, watchtower is rebuilt in Syria and Tunisia and Odessa. And the Turkish reappear. An heir of the last ruling lineage who escaped detection has organized a rebellion in an attempt to reestablish his faction. A number of other rebellions in progress have declared allegiance to his faction. Number of provinces being attacked is 2. So yes, Rum and Antioch. And let's see. Yeah, the Almohads do not want that ceasefire. They do not. What do we got here? Utterly fearless. Okay. +2 morale, +2 valor. That's good, even for like just a regular unit, you know, not even a general, but as a good unit, that's a good trait to have. Let's see, governor with +1 acumen. That's always good. Amir Saif Adin. I don't know who you are the governor of, but that's good for me. And Sultan Ali III is a builder, +10 happiness in all provinces. Wonderful. All right, what do we have here? So my Loyalist Rebellion has Mamluk Cavalry, 5 units of those. Then Desert Archers, Nubians, 2 Mamluk Handgunners, and then Arquebusier. Not the strongest, but the Mamluk Cav is kind of nice. The 2-star general here as well. Interesting. So yeah, the Mongols, they did not retreat right away. I wonder if they would retreat next turn then. And then the Turks, what do they have? So 4 Mangonels, 2 Desert Archers, 3 Muwahid Foot Soldiers, 2 Archers, and then 5 Handgunners. So pretty weak stuff here in that stack. And then, okay, this stack has the 3 Gulam Cavalry. So stronger, yes, but still. Desert Archers, Arquebusiers, and Handgunners. Yeah, I wonder if these rebellions come about based on the units that can be trained here in this province. I don't know. I don't think I can train Gulams in Antioch, though, so I don't know about that. Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm going to have to send reinforcements to Antioch to make sure that those Turks are dealt with. Because, yeah, I don't want this loyalist army to stand alone. Not now. Not in the year 1349. I want to make sure that I do get the points for this province. That's for gosh darn sure. And what about up here? What do they have? Archers, Handgunners, Arquebusiers, Armenian Heavy Cav, just 1 unit. And then, yeah, another unit of Armenian Heavy Cav, again, just mostly ranged stuff for them. There's some Armenian Heavy Cav. All right, nice. So 5 units of Armenian Heavy Cav just in that stack right there. And then 2 Sapahis of Port. That's going to be like the general's units. And then what about here? Yeah, more Armenian Heavy Cav. So altogether, is that like 10 units of Armenian Heavy Cav? Maybe something like that. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's too bad that there's just so many rebels here, you know? Like, these rebel forces are going to be kind of tough. There's Khwarezmians here. They have Armenian Heavy Cav themselves. They have Muwahid Foot Soldiers. Siege Cannons. So I think the Turks will take back this province, but I think those rebels are going to, you know, do a bit of damage, which is unfortunate. Yes, this does explain it. I was wondering why the Almohads kept on attacking me, even into overwhelming numbers, and yeah, Tunisia is one of their objectives, of course it is. They would be scoring 3 points from it if they could achieve it. I wonder, would they attack again? I mean, they are heavily diminished after repeated attacks onto Tunisia, and they don't have much else outside of Algeria, you know, so I don't know if they should continue this press, but we will see, I guess. I mean, I could, I don't know, I'm tempted to do this and just reinforce Tunisia and try to dissuade them from attacking again, because I would like to get through another turn. I feel like the last couple episodes have been rather slow in regards to how many battles I've been fighting and how few turns I've been getting through. So I would like to sort of, you know, get them to bugger off over here, and hopefully that works. And because this has to be resolved, obviously. This has to be fought. So here, I put together an all-cav force. Now this could be kind of fun, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe using all-cav for the Egyptians as the attacker is the way to go. So I just have a few forces from Assyria, but most of the forces are going to be coming from Tripoli, because Tripoli only borders Antioch when it comes to provinces, well, places where there's a threat coming from, right? Where Syria still has to hold strong against potentially, you know, Rome or Armenia. So I don't want to get too many troops out of Syria. All right, though, that's looking good. Let's not waste too much time here. I want to see if I can get through one more turn. Let's see if I can get Antioch back. Ooh, actually, would the Turks attack Edessa? Yeah, I don't want them to take that from me right as I'm getting my points scored. Let's go ahead and reinforce Edessa, just to try to get them to not attack me there, and then leave these forces here in Syria to hold against the Mongols, which actually, I mean, looking at their numbers, like I wonder if they would attack. Yeah, okay, well, I want to play another turn. I want to. And I might end up regretting this if I have to fight more battles than I'm prepared to fight tonight, but let's just see how it shakes out. I don't have to work tomorrow, so yeah, if it ends up going long tonight, it won't be the worst thing in the world. And we're coming up on 100 turns left. We're not quite there. We're not quite there. After this turn, we're going to have 103 turns left. All right, so the French are retreating from Aquitaine, and the Mongols are retreating from Austria. Okay. And yes, the Mongols are going to retreat from Antioch, but then we are going to have to fight against the Turks here because they have nowhere to retreat to. So I do outnumber them by around 800-ish. Their initial army is going to have 4 mangonels in it, so that's going to hurt them. Also, no general, basically, just a 0-star general, so that sucks for them. But 3 Gulam Cav is not bad. 4 or 5 Desert Archers is, you know, something, and then 4 Handgunners is pretty bad. Reinforcements, yeah, they should have their Muwahids in their front, in their initial force. That's going to be kind of rough for them, but overall, what I think would be fun is, so this is my Loyalist Rebellion General, this 2-star Mamluk cavalry guy there. And I think it would be fun to go all cav. It's going to be on arid ground, hilly, but maybe not too many forests based on what I'm seeing up here. So, I don't know, all cav could be kind of fun. Yeah, something like this. Look at this. Cavalry, got the Khwarezmians, got the Mamluk horse archers, got the Gulam cavalry, got the Mamluk cavalry. Oh, and then camels. I guess they're not cavalry, but yes, you get what I'm saying. That could be kind of fun. And then it mostly infantry as like my first reinforcement wave. Muwahids, Desert Archers, Arab infantry. Yeah, not the strongest units, but you know, against this, I guess they can do the job. Arbalesters, and then my light cav, my Saharans, to, you know, chase stuff down. So yeah, let's just see how this goes. Let's see what kind of map we're looking at here. Getting rid of those mangonels is going to be rather important. So what am I looking at? Is this kind of flat? Calm weather. Calm weather's fine. Oops. Oh, whoa. I did not mean to click anything there. Sandstorms. Not. What am I clicking? What the hell? Is my button stuck or something? What the hell? Attack. Jesus. Before anything else happens there. Jesus. I did not mean to click those. Anyway, so here we are. Got a little bit of a building there. Cool. Got some hills. And yeah, there's like no forest. There's like a little little something something right there. This is arid, I thought. I checked the thing, and it said this is arid ground, but this looks kind of like rock desert to me, doesn't it? I hope my Kharazmians are going to be okay out here. Maybe they won't be. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I wonder where they're going to be set up. I wonder if they're going to be... Yeah, would the mangonels be there on that hill? That would make sense. And do I want my cav all together, or do I want them in separate groups? I mean, yeah, gosh, I've never really like played with an all cav force before. This could be kind of fun. Oh damn, I just remembered that I can't actually place my guys when I'm on the offense. God, that's something that, you know, Rome really did fix up, was allowing you to order your army when you're on the offense. The fact that you're on the offense in Shogun and Medieval and all you can do is just set your groups up and that's it is just so haggard. Oh my god. Alright, Kharazmians, Group 1. Ghulams, Group 2. Mamluks, let's do Group 3. And then Camels, Group 4. And Mamluk Horse Archers, Group 5. Check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The general's there. And I guess, I mean, I don't use this very often, but what are my options here for this? Cavalry skirmish. What does that look like? Ooh, nope. That's... What the hell? Eastern defense? Eastern defense. Do I have anything that like groups my units up like in a way that makes sense? Step envelopment? My goodness, what in the hell? What does Ottoman look like? Same thing for some reason. Weird. Why would that be the case? Cavalry charge? Oh, I think that's how I was lined up before. I think that was like the default for this formation was cavalry charge. Okay. Yeah, I don't like how the different units are kind of split up. I'd rather have my formations kind of more together. I am going to go with the Scorpion formation just because it's done the best job of grouping the units that I want together. You know, like I have my Kharazmians there, and then the Mamluk Horse Archers or the Ghulam Cavalry are, you know, kind of split off like that. And then the Mamluks are there, Camels are in the middle, and the Mamluk Horse Archers are like that. Okay. That's as close as we're gonna get. Hopefully they don't get hit by artillery. Alright, Ghulams, and let's do Ghulams split off over there. And then Mamluks, let's kind of have them here. And then Camels, let's have them there. Horse Archers there. Oh, am I getting a sandstorm? I did not ask for a sandstorm. I swear I didn't. Actually, who knows what I asked for? All types of things are going crazy when I was selecting the weather for this. Alright, so they are backing up, and I mean, I guess the sandstorm's okay. They have all ranged, and I'm going all cav, so this is going to be fine, I suppose. I know from my experience playing winter battles in Shogun that the reduced visibility does affect the AI and its decision-making process. But yeah, that seems like a pretty weak sandstorm. It seems like it's, you know, dissipated already, so maybe that's not going to be a consideration. But those mangonels are right there. They can't turn, so let's just go all the way around them. So Ghulam Cav, probably I want you to do this. And Mamluks go here. And maybe I want the Mamluk Horse Archers to go this way as well. And maybe have the General go this way as well. So go heavy on the right flank, and then keep my Kharazmians and my Camels on my left flank. Now that my forces are split up, let's see if I can bait the enemy cavalry over this hill. Because I don't know if they... Like, obviously they saw me go back here, but I don't know if the AI has, like, object permanence where they can really kind of track stuff and where it goes. So when it's behind this hill, it might not know exactly what is going on. And then when I send these Mamluk horse archers over this hill to, you know, annoy them and to try to bait them, maybe those enemy, was it 3 Ghulam cavalry units? Maybe I can get some of them to come out over here and, yeah, like, die. And then without those cav units, then yeah, I can come in from that side with those Khwarezmians and those camels to eat all of those archers up. See, now they see us. Yes, they have turned to face me. Well, you know what? My Mamluk horse archers are going to outrange those handgunners by quite a bit. Those desert archers on that side of the flank are, yeah, a bit too far away to be able to actually reach out and touch my Mamluk horse archers. Let's bring you guys up a little bit, I think. Here, and then here. And then, yeah, General can come over here. And they are, okay, yeah, they're going, yep, they're being smart. They're sending their desert archers up. Let's see here. Do I want... It's tempting to charge them, but no, they're kind of... Huh, they're being, yeah, actually, they're being pretty smart. They're switching their handgunners, knowing that their handgunners can't, you know, like, range my Mamluks. I mean, I could just hit the mangonels and see if I get a response. Let's send you... And let's just see if I get a response here. You guys can kind of fan out and just see what happens. Yeah, take these guys. There's 24 of them. Yeah, it's a big crew. I don't want to take much in the way of archer fire, though. So as soon as these guys, like, come forward and look like they're about to shoot me... How are we doing here? They're down to 17 men, and now they look like they're about to start shooting. So that mangonel got taken down. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yes, Ghulam Cav are coming on in. Mamluks, get back, please, and thank you. And yes, can we get these guys? Can we get these guys? Come on, you guys can... Are you running faster, please? Jeez, oh Pete's. So yes, we are now shooting at the Ghulams. You guys can just continue running. That'd be great. And you guys can start running up. And you guys can start running up. And then you guys can close the trap. And then you as well. Close the trap here. Yes, yes. Okay, you guys keep running back. You guys... Oh, perfect. Perfect. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that was slick. Nice. All right, let's get the Mamluks back. You guys can just form up again here. And yeah, they got wrapped up. So let's get the Ghulams back here and the Mamluks back here. And the general can come up here. And who's getting shot? Okay, these guys are getting shot. All right, well, let's not like that. Let's back up a little bit. Let's see if I can draw them out. And what are these guys doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? What are all these guys doing? All right. So Mamluk horse archers. I imagine. Let's see here. Okay, so desert archers in the middle, handgunners on either flank. This unit looks like it's going to be getting exposed here. So maybe that's what I do. Maybe I pounce on them. I wasn't able to lure out that archer unit. They went right back into their line. But now I'm thinking, you know what? Going after that one Mongol crew worked pretty well. What if I do it again? It's going to be harder this time because they have all of their archers lined up right here in the middle. So that's going to be a lot of firepower coming down. I have my 40-man Mamluk horse archer units. He's healthy. He's quite tired. But let's see if I can run in here and pick off another mangonel. Because that did seem to draw the enemy out. Yep, yes, yes, like this. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, they went into wedge formation. That's fancy. Alright, so we got rid of... Alright, there we go. Yes, yes, come here. Yes, we broke another mangonel. The crew's down to 10 men. And yes, we are fleeing. Let's get away. Oh, perfect. Gulam cavalry are chasing in. I have my guys set up here. Let's see, maybe U-turn like that, maybe. And they're very tired, so they might, hopefully they're not too tired. And let's go Gulams here. Let's go Mamluks here. And let's try to trap them up here. And... okay, yeah, we got him. We got him. Let's go. The Mamluks, make sure they can't get away. Nope, nope, nope. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Oop, nope. I messed up. Damn it, I had the wrong unit selected. Oh, shoot. 25 Gulams. Let's see here. Alright. Let's get my Gulams back here. And then my Mamluk horse archers, like, back here. And then my Mamluks. Alright, let's get back. Let's get back here. And now let's bring my Khwarezmians up and my camels up. Yeah, we can start threatening on that side. And these Gulams, they want to come in. They want to party with us. So, all right, Mamluks, let's see. Let's threaten that side there. And Gulams like that. That looks good. These Mamluks come up here. And I think I want to hit here with these guys. Let's bring my general up so that his generalship is being felt. And let's get... alright, Mamluks, get back. Because these Gulams are coming up. So let's go ahead and try to intercept them, perhaps. Like that. So we got Mamluks chasing on that side. Let's make sure that my Khwarezmians and my camels are coming up. I'm just having them walk right now because they're such a long ways away. I don't want them to get too tired. My Khwarezmians are already very tired just from standing there. So yeah, I think that did have an effect. So let's try to break the general right here. And let's get these Mamluks up here. You go here, and then you go there. So yeah, that should be a good fight for us. Let's have our general come in and collapse on their guys. Can I get some Mamluks as well to help out on this fight? So I have two Mamluks that are collapsing here, and then I have Mamluks on this side that can threaten here. You go, and then you go. Try to take some firepower off of our troops, and then you collapse in, and then Mamluks collapse in here. Yeah, that's a good fight for us. Nice. Yeah, now we have at least 4 units of cav chasing down. Yes, we killed the enemy general. We're chasing down their range units. My Khwarezmians and my camels are moving up as well. We're going to get a ton of kills here. Yeah, just an absolute ton of kills. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the enemy does have reinforcements coming on in. Fortunately, my Khwarezmians are they're very tired. Oh god. Yeah, that armor's rough, isn't it? It seems like even arid territory, like not even desert or anything like that, but even arid territory seems like it's really, really rough on them. Now, typically, this is where I would want to get my armies consolidated all back on like my hill or whatever, but since this is an all-cav force, I kind of want to hang out here like right by the edge of the map, and my force is like pretty healthy, right? I have 6 units I didn't even use in this fight, and although, you know, the Khwarezmians are very tired, that's unfortunate, but still I think that as long as we keep our guys together, maybe we can just stuff the enemy back here. So Kulam Cav continue to chase. Mamluks come over here, the Mamluk horse archers that is. And then Mamluk cavalry on this side are continuing to chase as well. Yep, Gulams can't come there. Yeah, they got pretty beat up, but they did a good job. Mamluk cavalry, you come up. And Mamluk cavalry on this side continue to chase down. Yeah, you guys are more in the rear, so you don't have to worry about being hit by enemy reinforcements, I don't think. I have a weakened force of Gulams chasing back these mangonels that tried to make it back to their actual equipment. And then in front of us, yeah, look at this. We got Muwahid foot soldiers, archers, handgunners, archers, handgunners. Mostly the Muwahids are going to be the main issue, right? That's going to be very good against an all-cav army. How much ammo do I have left? Mostly like most of my ammo actually on my Mamluk horse archers. So let's use them to target the Muwahids. Yeah, like you shoot, and then you shoot. And yeah, let's try to do as much damage to them as possible. Focus in on just this one unit here. And hopefully we can try to make them easier to break. Are these guys? Yeah, you guys have to make your way back, please. And thank you. They are totally exhausted, my goodness. Yeah, they're down to 54 men. They're getting hit. Handgunners on this side. I mean, handgunners can just get trash canned by... Let's see. How many guys do I want to send? Let's send the Mamluks on that side. And they are... Okay, now they are starting to skirmish with me. Okay, so that's a little bit painful. Let's put my guys on loose formation. Here. Here, and then here. And Muwahids are going to try to reinforce this fight. I'm okay with that because that gives me an opportunity to get a little flanking charge on into them. Let's see here. Handgunners are losing to my Mamluks. And continue to shoot these Muwahids, please. And thank you. You go, and you are out of range. So you back up a little bit, actually. That's fine. You Mamluks can come up and get ready to threaten the enemy flank. And there they go. Yep, they're charging on in to my Mamluks. So let's get a rear charge in on these Muwahids. Yeah, they're going to do a lot of damage to my Mamluks, but hopefully I can break them here. Hopefully I can break them. I know they have good morale. Come on. Come on. Alright, we might have to retreat here. If we don't break them right away. That's not... Oh, I think one of my units just got completely wiped. Come on, guys. Can you get away? You get away here, and then you get away here. In fact, this unit... Did I have another unit? Where are you? Oh, you're still chasing all these Mangonel crew. Damn. Alright, well, I guess you're just out of the fight. That's okay. And yeah, Muwahids. Man, they're just crushing us. Alright, let's send in some Khwarezmians. Even though they're very tired, they should hopefully, you know, win here. Let's send my beat up Gulams after. Man, these handgunners are charging my cab. That's just such a weird thing. There we go. Broke the Muwahids with my Khwarezmian charge. And now let's send these Khwarezmians into this. Let's see. Oh, those are Muwahids, aren't they? Yeah, that's more. Alright, that's. I don't want to just charge into spears. It's a little bit scary. That's a little bit scary. The fact that those Muwahids are just kind of chilling there. And these camels have nothing to do now. Now that the enemy cav has been gotten rid of, like there's nothing for them to do. The enemy might be backing off here, so let's just press the attack. Let's go in. Here, 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 and then here. And yeah, let's try to press the attack, and let's try to avoid the Muwahid foot soldiers. Like, I'm okay with that. We can continue to shoot at them, but let's not charge into them. Yeah, that's fine. And then camels, let's go here. And General, let's move you up just so that you can provide your combat boosts. You can charge these archers. I know these Krasbians, yeah, those Moahites are going to get you, but maybe, let's see, let's send a camel into the rear of these Moahides, and maybe we can just do a morale shock on them. Let's put you into close formation and bring you in. Let's try to drive the enemy off. Maybe routing friendly forces will cause, there we go, yep, that's the break that we needed, perfect. So we did lose 10 Krasbians out of that unit, but we ended up breaking the Moahides and all of those archers. Alright, so that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, we're going to run down a lot of these units here. And I don't know if they have anything left in reserves after this. I can't remember. The last units that need to be dealt with are these handgunners that are still running away. I just have these like 13 Gulam Cav that are trying to get them off the field. There we go. That's it. We won the battle. We captured 312, killed 275, and lost 249. So, yeah, not bad. I liked that. That was kind of fun. Let's see. Mamluk Horse Archers are pretty clutch. Yeah, they did pretty well. Gulam Cav had some pretty tough fights. Mamluk Cavalry did some damage. Yeah, Bedouin Camel Warriors didn't really have a role there. They just came in too late. By the time they came in, all the Cav was dead. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And I did have infantry in the second wave, so like they could have came up if I needed them as well, but I did get Antioch back. Yes, huzzah. Ransom refused. That's to be expected. And that's it for my Sultan. Yeah, he has died from an illness. So I do have an heir that has taken over. Unrest in Portugal. Unrest in Trebizond, yes, and the Golden Horde has achieved the most unheard of level of development. Really? Like they're really them? If you say so. Bagla was sunk in the Dodecanese Sea. Okay, that's unfortunate. And that's it for this. Oh no! The Turkish Sultan has been captured and executed. They didn't beat the rebels in Rum. They lost to that. Oh my God! Wow. Man, let's see. All right. The French did refuse my proposal of a ceasefire. That's unfortunate. What do we got here? So you are man of principle. Okay. And so 1-star general has a secret perversion. That's not a big deal. It's only minus piety once it's discovered. Alcoholic. That's a bad one. -3 command, -2 acumen, +1 dread. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Odd numbers of toes. Yeah, that's another bad one. -2 acumen, -2 command. And skilled attacker. Yeah, nice. Kafir al-Muiz. +1 command when attacking. That's nice. And with Antioch, all right, so we got the 16 points for my homelands. That's sweet. Are we finally ahead of the Italians? Yes, we are. We are #1, baby. We are 3 points ahead of the Italians. And we have all of our current points, so that is looking good. Nice. Yes. Awesome. And with Antioch back in the fold, how are we doing? Oh, we're still losing 6,000. Holy shit. So that didn't do that much for us. What about if I bump these taxes up? How are we looking now? Yeah, lose 6,000. All right. Is there like a boat blockading something? Is that what's going on? No boats? No boats. It's just because the factions that I'm at war with control like half of the map. Okay. Then I'm going to have to start to consider how I'm going to be removing these other factions. Maybe assassinations, maybe invading their territories and kind of cornering their hierarchy and killing them or whatever. I don't know, but I can't just keep losing 6,000 per turn. That is unacceptable. But you know what? That is all going to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much and goodbye.